Well, first of all, the crowd was amazing, as we knew they would be on a Sunday against, the great rivalry with Purdue and Indiana. Such a special day that we could, that Mac could become our all-time leading scorer here at home in front of her fans and, against our arch rival as well. But she had help. I thought there was a lot of good basketball out there today. I thought Chloe was really feeling it. Sarah was once again really good. I thought Lexi kept her foot on the pedal for us in transition. Really proud. Obviously I'm so happy for Mac. I think Mac is relieved that this is over. Now that she can, it's one less thing she has to, not that Mac was worried about it. Mac's never worried about her own, accolades. It's always been about the team for McKenzie. But on a day like today where she could get it in front of a crowd of a little over 13,000, that's really special, and I'm sure something that she and her family will always remember.
Teri, it almost seemed for a little bit like maybe you were a little frustrated that everybody was kind of focusing so hard on it. Felt like the whole building and your bench too was kind of on the edge of their seats as she was getting close. Just
right.
What were those moments like for you as she was starting to really get close to that record and then setting the record?
Well, we were trying to run some just high ball action and just our open motion and just to see if we could show some patience and allow her to work block to block. We wanted to try to ultimately get her right in front of the halo where they couldn't double her. And, it's something that we've really spent a lot of intentional time on because of all the double teams that she has seen. And that requires patience from your team. And we lack some patience there. And, finally we got burned the timeout, got him, down, got Yarden back in. Ran a little ghost action for her that we knew that Yarden could deliver the goods, and she did, and it was great to see the thing go in, again the applause, the cheering, all that was pretty special, and I know that her teammates were super excited for her, but there was a little bit of, we had a couple possessions back to back that it seemed like. She missed the one, and then we came down. I think Lexi went to the rim, and then Lexi came back and tried to get to the rim again. And I was really trying to get him just to show some patience. But we finally got there. So, and we're able to get she and the rest of the starters out and get them some rest and give those other guys some time to play.
Teri, I'm wondering, when you first started recruiting McKenzie, what was it about her that made you want her to be a Hoosier?
The thing that what I loved about her, Pete, was her commitment to running the floor. I mean, she was a 5 that sprinted the floor every possession, and you just don't see a lot of 5s like that, that are that committed to running. And then she just had exceptional footwork. Her hands are soft. She could score left hand, right hand better with her left, even though she's right-handed. And so you could see glimpses of she got on a strength and conditioning program. She got to work, with a staff that was going to pour into her. She could become, what she's become. But her commitment to running the floor was what sold me. And then she was a great teammate. Those are the intangible things that I always look at when I go watch kids, is I want to see how they are when they're being coached. I want to see how they are around their teammates and if they're for their teammates. And the Maine Firecrackers, they were one of my most favorite summer teams to follow around.
Teri, when players that age aren't in a mode where they're reflecting about much, I mean, that's just par for the course for people that age. And especially when your career still has, the final chapter hasn't been written yet.
Sure.
How has McKenzie kind of handled that, kind of idea of reflecting on a career accomplishment? And, she strikes me as a person who's kind of committed to job first anyway. How's she kind of handled the momentous occasion of this?
Well, I think she's had moments, Todd, where it's been very difficult for her. But then I think she also has had moments where she's, she puts a lot of pressure on herself to start with, okay? And that's kind of where it starts with Mac. I'd like to tell you that she's uber confident, but she's not uber confident all the time, right? I think she has struggled with that in the past. I think when you have, Coach Rhett, our staff, Coach Box when he was here, people around her, Allie Patberg, when you play with teammates that pour into each other, and they continue to instill and just try to give you good juice. We had many moments like that with Mac, where we were trying to instill confidence in her because she lacked that. And I think if you speak to Allie Patberg, if you speak to Mac, she has been a work in progress. That's what it's been. And, she has matured while she's been here. She's become tougher while she's been here. And it's because of all the different challenges that she's had to, go through. And that's the blessing of being a student athlete. It does. It changes you because of all the highs, the lows, the challenges, the great moments with your teammates, winning, losing, all of it. And it is difficult physically, but it's also challenging mentally, and especially for a kid like Mac, because a lot of what we do revolves, the last 5 years has revolved, or I should say 4 years, has revolved around McKenzie and trying to get her the ball. And then, in addition to her having some setbacks with injuries, that's been another toll on her where it's been frustrating for her, especially because the timing of it has always been, it seems like, in March, and so I'm really proud because she came in here, very shy. You guys have heard me say this before. Couldn't give you eye contact. Was not confident. And now I look at her. I've seen her grow. I've seen her talk to not just you, the media, but people, and represent our program. And has no problem with eye contact. No problem with articulating thoughts and representing us. And that's what I'm so proud of. But I think she is proud. As I said, we were walking off, and she said, "This has been a huge weight that's now off my shoulders." So it's not something that she hadn't been thinking about. But I think she's, as I am, we're happy that it's behind us. Now we can just focus. And not that she lost her focus. I'm not suggesting that, but we can just move forward.
Yeah, McKenzie said that you two never talked about her approaching the scoring record, but you both obviously knew it was coming up. Just why didn't you want to talk to her about it, or what went into that?
Well, I knew it was just a matter of time before she would get it, And going back to Todd's question, the last thing that I want to do ever is put pressure on any of our players. I want them to always go out and believe and have confidence and play freely and not do anything different, right? And so it was just a matter of time. I was hopeful that she could do it here. I wanted her to be able to do it in Simon Scott Assembly Hall, and so it worked out in that way.
Teri, after teammates threw water on McKenzie, she kind of walked over to the bench post game, and you guys had a big hug.
Yeah.
Kind of, what did you say to her, or what?
That's just that. She just said that she was glad that it was a huge weight that was now had lifted, and she was happy that it was over. She got it. Now we can move forward. And I just told her I was proud of her, and I was grateful too that we could not have to worry about that.
It's kind of a process question. You knew where she was at probably going into the fourth quarter. Was there a minute mark where you said were you determined to get it for her because you didn't want to drag on?
Oh, yeah. We were going to get it one way or the other. Whether she got fouled and got to the free throw line. But like I said, we knew, felt very confident if we could get Yarden in, Yarden would find her. Those are two workout partners that train together and have been on the floor and cook hall and have worked together high-low. And so I think we were pretty confident that if we could get Yarden back in the game and get her the ball in her hands, that she would deliver it. And we could get Mac finally the points that she needed or the basket that she needed, to get her there.
And then just the dominance over Purdue. McKenzie talked about the importance of getting her series sweep her career. But just what goes into that? I mean, to keep it one-sided. I mean, is that difficult year in and year out? I mean, how have you kind of
Yeah,
built
it's
that?
hard. I did it as a player, Mike. Back in the day. Where's Mike Carmen? He knows this. All right, from West Lafayette. It's hard to sweep Purdue. Just like it's hard to sweep Indiana, right? And so yeah, it's meaningful because I've I'm still talking about it to this day, right? That's one of the things that I'll always remember about my time at Purdue is that we were able to sweep Indiana, while we were there, and my teammates and I still, cherish that. But she'll be able to look back and, say the same thing that. She never lost. Although we better be careful. We better pump the brakes. We don't. The Big Ten tournament's still down the road, so we don't know what can happen. But as of right now, she's won them all against Purdue.
Lexus Barkers was a rebound away from a double-double. Explain the growth that she's gone through with the Sidney Parrish injury.
She's been, and I've said it before. I mean, she has grown up. She's done some really great things for us. She's had to, and she's more than capable of doing everything that you guys are seeing. It was, she has worked with Allie, before. Right now, she's a little bit. We're trying to take some reps away from her, so she hadn't been in as much with Allie, but. Prior to, and a lot of it is just fatigue, but she was in with Allie Patberg every day, working on some aspect of her game, watching a ton of film, and she's been that second defender on the perimeter that we can count on. She's pushed the pace for us. We've tried to move her off the ball and tried to but have Chloe play more of that point guard spot. But she's a terrific athlete, strong. She gets the ball inside. Has proven she can. Lift fake and go up, knock shots down with some, whether or not she gets fouled or not, but with bodies around her. But she's done a good job, and it's the great thing that she's gotten is experience this whole time. So when we do get Sid back, she's just another kid that has logged a lot of minutes for us, and that'll be a really good thing.
Teri, you had a big win today. You had a good crowd. You beat Purdue for the X amount of time in a row. Max set the record. You won 20 games for the ninth year in a row. Are you going to have like a piece of cake or something tonight? Are you going to take 5 minutes to pay attention to what was accomplished before you think of the next game?
Well, unfortunately, the Big Ten doesn't do us any favors and puts us back on the road on Wednesday, so it'll be a quick turnaround. I'll probably watch a little bit of the Super Bowl. I don't know that I have a team that I'm cheering for, but, I'll get caught up in that maybe a little bit and relax. And then our sights will have to be set on Wisconsin. So, anytime you go on the road in this league, you better be ready. And, it's like I said, it's a quick turnaround for us. So hopefully they can all go home and get some rest. They don't have a day off tomorrow. We'll resume tomorrow for practice, film practice, and come up with our game plan for hitting the road.
Coach, you talked about earlier in the season how Chloe needed to be a little bit more aggressive. She's been in double figures 6 straight games, and she just set a new career high. So
Yeah.
what does her impact look like, especially since Sydney went out?
Yeah, no, she's, Chloe is, we ask her to be more aggressive, and that's what she's doing. She has been, I loved it. I loved the fact that, she stuck all those threes today. And it was great to see. And, she's coming off having a great game against a really good Michigan State team. And, for her to come back today and back it up with her performance in terms of shooting the ball as well as she did from outside was really good to see. But she's the heart and soul of this team, and she's a leader, just like, she and Mac both, have been here the longest, and, they understand what it takes and the grind of the Big Ten. And, every night's going to be a dogfight, and you got to be ready. And that's the one thing that you can always count on Chloe, is she's always going to be ready. And that's what I love about, having her as part of this team, but being a leader for our team.
not to like list players here, but you had like a lot of younger players from sophomore,
Yeah.
getting a lot of minutes. Meister, Sandvik, Beaumont.
Right.
Obviously, Lexus started. What did you see from them? Because there was obviously a point in the second half where it was a younger lineup, and they seemed to really hold their own.
Well, and I've said it before, I think we all believe that Jules and Bo, have bright futures here. It's great that Juliana had the performance she had tonight because her mom and dad were here from Texas. So, I was thrilled for her that they got to see her perform live with our crowd, and she played so well. And Bo is another kid that's just going to continue to get better, And then, Henna, same thing. I mean, she grinds it out every day with, the rest of them in terms of doing the extra work, knowing that her time might be limited from game to game, but it does not keep her from coming in and still working. And, that's what I love about all those guys that are on the bench. They're first and foremost great teammates, but whatever minutes they have or haven't gotten has not discouraged them from still doing the work. And that's, that's how you not just build your program, but that's how you become a player in our program.
Teri, just wanted to ask for an update on Sydney. This is the sixth game she's missed with the injury. It's been 3 weeks. You all have 5 games left in the regular season. Just, where's she at? Is she making any progress? I guess, do you have any expectation on when she may return?
She is. She's making a lot of progress. Matter of fact, she did a little bit of our shoot around today, and that was great to see. It was great to have her back in a uniform and not in a boot and 2 basketball shoes. So she's making progress. I don't know if we'll see her on Wednesday, but she just keeps feeling a little bit better every day.